So, we're all professionals and we're all adults here. It's important that we all have a PC or a Mac that we are able to have administrative access to be able to add programs as needed. As somebody pursuing a degree in computer information systems, that's not a huge ask. So, with that being said, for week two's homework assignment, we're going to be installing Wireshark. I'm going to demonstrate how it's done on a PC or PC laptop or a Mac. Your assignment for this week is simply to prove, whether it be with a screen print, whether it be with some kind of a Wireshark trace, whatever it is, prove to me that you have it installed and I'll give you full credit for this week. If I find come week 3 that you can't do your work because you don't have Wireshark installed, then we'll have to address that when the time comes. Anyway, that being said, we're going to move on now. Thank you. Now let's talk about what we need to do to install Wireshark. So you go to the site here, www.wireshark.org, you click on Downloads, and depending on your operating system, whether it's 64-bit, which it probably is if it's Windows 10, and click on the 64-bit selection there. If you have an older version of Windows, maybe if you have Windows 7 or previous, you'd want to install maybe the 32-bit version. So that's something you want to take a look at there. And thank you very much. And from here, we want to go ahead and click the appropriate one. I'm waiting for this download to happen. It should be a couple more seconds now. Looks like it's ready to open. There it goes. So it's going to pop up, say welcome, agree to the license. It's a GNU public license. If you're not sure what the GNU public license is, I suggest you read about it. It's a very common license. It's open to the public, which is one of the reasons we're allowed to use it so freely for this class. So here, go ahead and pick whether you want to install it to your system tray, what have you. I like mine going to my desktop. You can leave the other setting alone. Click Next. If you want to pick a different path, I'm going with the default. And right here, it wants me to go ahead and pick this option, leave that like it is. Also, make sure that option looks correct. And then go ahead and continue the install. This install takes a few minutes, so be patient with me as it proceeds. It goes just slow enough where it's annoying, but just long enough where I'm not going to edit it for this video. Just once it gets going, it gets going here. I think it's going to start going any second now. You're all used to this though. There it goes finally. And then it's going to bring you to the welcome screen. It wants to go ahead and install the PCAP product. That's also an open source product. Please do so. It won't work well without it. And just go through the prompts. And then it's ready to go. We'll go ahead and open it up. And here it's going to show that I have one network connection. It's an Ethernet connection. As you can see, there's traffic coming in. So we'll choose that. And in the upper left, we're going to click this shark button here when it comes time to sniff and read packets on the network. Thank you very much. Now it's time to talk about the Macs. I want to go through some of the security considerations you might want to look at with the Mac when installing Wireshark before we even get started. So we're going to go to the quick launch icon. It should be right down in the tray for most of you people. And if you go here on the start screen, it should be an icon for system preferences. Click that. From there, we're going to go in and look at security and privacy. So this is something I would do temporarily to install Wireshark. It's a very good and very safe product, but you'll still want to look at your settings here where you want to either allow apps from the App Store or from the App Store and identified developers. You can click that lock to make changes. That could be a consideration that you need to look at before getting started. So make sure that identified developers are also allowed during your install process. And after Wireshark is installed, you might consider switching the settings right back. Thank you. Download Wireshark for the Mac users out there. So we'll click on download from the same site as we do from the PC. We click download. And we go with the Mac OS. And we're going to open it with the disk mounter image. That should be pretty standard. And I like to watch and see what kind of progress we're making here. See it finally downloaded and the installer came up. So it says read me first. I would recommend doing that. To install, I would just simply go ahead and open up the package installer. It's going to guide you through the installation process. It's going to go through the license information just like it did on the PC. It's also a GNU public license. And you agree to the license. I install it right where it needs to be. Put in my password information. And voila, it's installed. And I can just throw the installer in the trash at this point. So it's really that simple. I go here, I want to run it. It's right there for me, ready to go. And it's looking for interfaces, and it can see that I have the active connection on the Wi-Fi. You can see the channel moving here, which means this would be the one I would choose, and also that would be the start to go ahead and look at the packet information. Thank you very much.